John Keeley for OFB TV, and I have a VIP with us today, Jill Sorensen from Comcast Sportsnet, and Jill is part of a very impressive team covering the Capitals over at Comcast, so it's exciting to visit with you. And the last time, you might remember, the last time you and I were at ice level, it was for the media skate back in the fall.
Oh yes, how can I forget?
The puck was near the boards, and I was getting to play it, and I felt this stick in my lower back.
Yeah,
I got cross-checked.
that was me.
Like, that was
Yeah.
you. And somebody told me afterwards that you spent early portion of your career in Minnesota, and I said, that's all I need to know. Right?
Out on the frozen pond, you know, literally played with 6-year-olds because that was my level.
Well, we're gonna do that skate next year, and I just keep your head up. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Hey, listen, it's exciting now because we're almost in May, getting ready to play hockey here in Washington. I think this community is on fire. Literally read it out. This is the only winning team in Washington.
Yeah.
And you know, you pick up the newspaper every day, you see them on the front page, you see them on Comcast and on the radio, everybody's excited. Share with me your own vantage about what's going on and maybe what Comcast wants to do to get involved in the party.
Well, there's a few things. First of all, on my way in today to Verizon Center, it was absolutely crazy. I get off and I go 12th Street, and so as we're going under the tunnel, I guess it's an overpass, so I'm going under the overpass, all of a sudden cars start honking.
No way.
And everyone is doing it. And you know in a tunnel it just echoes. And then people roll down their windows, "Let's go Cats!"
This is on 12th Street.
This is on 12th Street. So then we pull out from under the overpass, and there's, you know, the bridge kind of comes down. People are leaning over the railings, going, "Let's go Caps!" As the cars are going, they've got the flags on the cars, you know, the whole way.
Jill, I made this point. I did radio last night here locally. I made the point. In 1998, when the Caps went to the Stanley Cup Finals, it wasn't like this.
No, yeah.
I mean, and this is the first round of the playoffs that we just got through.
Yeah.
So this is very exciting. So tell me, in Comcast, what are you guys talking about? How do you guys want to capture this special moment?
Well, this is the biggest thing, obviously, we've got going on. I mean, and the fact that I think a lot of it is Alex Ovechkin really captured the city. I don't know that another player could have done that for this city. This is all of a sudden a hockey town, which is so strange. A town south of the Mason-Dixon is a hockey town. I love it. I think it's awesome. But as far as what we're doing, I mean, regardless of where the games are, if it's NBC or Versus, which you know are sisters, we're doing the post-game shows. So that was not in the equation before. Obviously, you see us, we have like 30 people out here every game. Yeah. We have 2 crews at every practice. So there's not only like the game element, but we do so many different sidebars. We've got our special shows. I just think this relationship is so important to us, and our relationship obviously with the Caps fans are so important to us because this team has energized the city, and it's such a positive feeling. It's not, you know, there is pressure on this team obviously because of what has happened in the past, but it's such a positive pressure. And again, I think it's embodied in Alex Ovechkin that he thrives on that. And I think this team feeds off of it, and therefore that helps us. We thrive off of it, and you know, thanks to everyone watching, our ratings are through the roof.
Now, it's special for me to get a chance to visit with you today because you're one of those reporters that actually goes out and covers the team all season long. You were at practices. You had the advantage of seeing how mightily this team struggled late in the autumn, early in the winter. Just share with us where we are. We're almost in May and getting ready to play hockey, wear shorts and t-shirts to games. I mean, are you shocked, stunned? I mean, what's sort of the big picture for you about how this team's journey?
I was, first of all, shocked when they went through that period. I guess I wasn't shocked because you saw the struggles kind of build up, but when they went through that losing streak, and certainly covered by HBO, and every second is, you know, scrutinized, that was very hard. And as you know, it's covering a team going through a losing period. I mean, you deal with this with the Redskins like all the time, and then everything is every minute detail is blown up and blown out of proportion, and it becomes drama, and you kind of saw that escalating, and it was really hard to I guess kind of, I don't want to say hard to take, but it was hard to see being out there every day because you knew that this team was better than that. And the fact that the coaching staff took that, I guess, you know, struggles and everything, and went basically back to the drawing board and said, you know what, we've had our fun, we've scored a lot of goals, but that's not going to win us games. Scrap it out the window, redrew the whole system, had to basically communicate it to the entire team. They changed everything, starting with that Anaheim game in December. They still, I want to say, lost or overtime.
Yeah.
But it was, you saw they had that checking line go out, and all of a sudden defense was first. And you're thinking, what? Is this the Capitals? All right, how is this going to go over? But the guys bought in.
Yeah, that to me is the story.
It was
You had
huge.
20 guys, zillionaires,
Yeah.
all-stars,
Yeah.
and they bought into this defense-first system. I think
Right.
that is the real story of this season.
Well, and it's funny because in that HBO series, Bruce Boudreau, the way that he was portrayed, this, the way he is,
Right.
fun-loving, he's funny, and he has such a great personality, and we see it on the commercials and everything, ketchup on his face, that kind of thing. But he is such a genius when it comes to knowing what his players need and being able to communicate a new system, work it out. He's such a statistical, mind that he knows exactly the numbers wise what it's gonna take, and to be able to relay that through the assistant coaches to the team was absolutely brilliant. The fact that the guys bought in, and then you hit the trade deadline. Well, first of all, you bring in Hannon, then you hit the trade deadline, and you bring in a guy like Jason Arnott.
They hit the lottery.
I mean, it was
Jason Arnott, Dennis Weidman, they hit the lottery.
That's what they needed, and especially a guy like Arnott in the locker room is a guy that is going to add that firepower. That hey, you're not playing.
Yeah.
You know what? Get off your and play the game like it's supposed to be played. Because I'm not sure the coaching staff. I'm sure the coaching staff does it in their own way. But for a peer to do that is huge, and he does it. He doesn't care.
So you're ready to cover hockey into June, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you've been generous with your time
Thank
and visiting
you.
us with us
It's
today.
been fun.
Just to sum up, folks, we heard Jill Sorensen commit to going back to Comcast's executives this week and say, folks, Capitals first, Redskins second, and no debate. I want to thank you for that commitment and enjoy the rest of the playoffs.
Thanks. Did you hear it here?
I heard it right here. I'm sticking by that story. For OFB TV, John Keeley, thanks for the visit.